All right. The Bills' victory last night was definitely a fist in the tailpipe. The Jets doing their Jets thing was a twist of the jewels to the Dolphins' chances to go to postseason. And then, of course, I'm doing the podcast for today, trying to show the road to get to the postseason. And then there was a huge influx of receiver talent into the AFC East. Devontae Adams to the Jets and Amari Cooper to the Bills. So it's not going to be fully factored into this. Last night, the NFL does their seeding chart and puts percentages of teams' chances to make the postseason. I'm going to go over that, and I'm going to go over really what's a clear path for the Dolphins. Now, I know you got one side, it's like, we're doomed. And, anytime you say there's a path, it's like, it's fantasy. And then there's the other side. Well, Tua's coming back, and it's the Hopium Ultra crowd where, we're going to somehow win the division. I try to go down the middle path of actually evaluating. But doing this for a couple of years, I found something out. Most fans, they just want their emotional needs met. Either it's the doom crowd, you got to tell them everything sucks. And then the yellow crowd is like, the Dolphins could do it. Everything's 4D chess. And if you're wrong on those accounts, people don't seem to remember that. I kind of, like I said, go down the middle. I have a good track record. I'm going to try to take this with an evaluator's mindset and try to show the real path. But the reality is that this is an extremely, extremely hard path to make something of the 2024 season. It is going to be a heroic ride if it should happen for them to get to where they need to be. And it's very clear when you look at this stuff. And that's not really adding the additions of Cooper and Adams. And guys, you got to be real. I see people saying, well, the Bills are not really that good. They've won a division every year for the last couple of years. They're 4-2. They beat us at home. We're going to probably lose at home in a couple of weeks. They've got the AFC East locked up. And that means we're going to be fighting it out in the scrum for the wild card. And it's not easy. And the Jets, despite them being a disaster as far as discipline and being the jest, you saw Rodgers had a darn good evening. You add Devontae Adams. I heard they're going to ship off Williams, and you add him with Wilson. This team is going to be very, very tough for us to knock out, especially in that Week 18 matchup. The Dolphins are most likely not going to make the postseason. Am I a bad fan? And if I'm accurate, what does that mean? So, guys, there is a chance, but man, let's dig into it. And I'm going to do it very quickly, show you the graphics, and it's very clear. There is an opportunity. It is a long, long shot. The doom crowd, the crowd of the doomsday clock, it gets at 12 o'clock at night, means the end of the world goes to nuclear war. It's 2 minutes to midnight, like the old mains, maybe even more, like maybe in 30 seconds, okay? So the doom crowd, I'm a guy who doesn't like Greer. I think Greer is terrible GM. I think he's missed NFL cycles within position groups, within the concepts of the team. And we're doomed as long as we have him. I'll evaluate fairly, but he needs to go. But I don't know if I'm going to be here next year. Nothing's given. I just want to see my team win. So it's a terrible spot. I do think it's going to end poorly, and it has the potential to end very poorly. But there is that miracle run, maybe. And I guess we got to watch and see. It's not over till it's over. And technically, we're in position to do something, but it must start with beating the Colts. And that's not a given. They've got some talent. They can really make it hard on us. It's in their house. We haven't proven to be world beaters. If we lose to the Colts, I think that the football gods have their hand on the commode chain and are ready to flush. If we lose this week, I think it's pretty much nose diving for the rest of the season. I got to wait and see. So this is an absolute must win. Now, anyway, before I get into it, I'm going to be with Steve Malloy tonight on his channel, 6:30 Central Time. So come check me out there. Steve's a great guy. I don't always agree with him on everything. He doesn't agree with me on everything. He's ex-military. He's an honorable guy. And I enjoy my time with him. So come check us out. We'll be talking some football, agreeing and disagreeing. And then I'm going to get back to the live this Friday. So that's the deal. So look, we're 2-3. Not good. We shouldn't have lost to the Seahawks. And, if you look at it in the off season, the training camp and a lot of stuff, you figured that was a win. Although there's some tough points to that being on the road in that environment. We shouldn't have lost the Titans. We did last year. We lost again this year. So, it's this is not really the best spot to be in at 2-3. But if you can get to 3-3, you're someplace. It would have been a lot nicer if the Jets didn't screw up and beat the Bills. They would have been 3-3. Bills would have been 3-3, and it would have been a lot easier. But now with the Bills kind of really, I think they're going to run away with the division. We've got to battle out. So 2-3, you go through the list of teams we got to play. There's 4 teams on there that, if you're really being honest, it's like it's almost as good as done. We're going to lose. And unfortunately, there's only one team on there where you can say, hey, I really, really like my chances. Texas on the road is going to be very hard. Green Bay on the road is going to be very, very hard. San Fran at home. I mean, we're at home, but do you like those odds? Buffalo on the road. So that's 4 losses. Tack them onto our 2-3. And Pats at home. We should definitely beat them. We beat them once. Kind of close, but we should be able to beat them here. They're going to have May. So when you add all that up, it's 3-7. 10 games total with 7 games left. And out of those 7 games, in order to get the wild card, when you look at this NFL chart, you've got to go 6-1 to get to 10, 5-2 to get to 9. And it's not easy at all. So Colts obviously must win. Then AZ, they're mercurial. They push the Bills and they push all the teams that are pretty good. And then they crap out. It could be Tua's first game back. Is he going to be rusty? A lot of people saying he's going to be back by Arizona, but he comes back against a team that could be hot. But then he's got to go on the road to play the Bills the next week. I don't know. I like our team a lot better with him. Obviously, he's got injury issues. We weren't lighting it up week 1 and 2, but you could see he uplifts his team. Rams on the road is going to be very hard. They're going to get guys back by then. And you got Stafford. You got a good staff. That's not going to be easy. And then you got Vegas. I like our odds against them. Wilkins is not going to be there, but they beat the Ravens. They've got a little bit of that, home run, but bad slugging percentage. They're dangerous, but I think we could take them. Jets in our house. That defense is perfect for what we do. They're meant to they can't stop the inside run. People talk we can inside run. I don't think we'll be able to inside run on them. And they'll be able to get after us. They're designed to beat us. And now you add Devontae Adams, who's got great chemistry. You add in Wilson. Maybe they still keep Williams. I don't know. That is going to be a very hard game. You got Cleveland, who's in full throes, getting rid of Cooper. They're regretting Watson entirely. That was a doom move. I remember a lot of people said we had to get him. Ridiculous. So I think we can win there. And then you got Jets week 18. So you go through this. Rams is going to be tough. Jets twice is going to be tough. AZ, Colts, Cleveland, Vegas, those are very winnable. So you could get those 4 if you can't drop one of those. But even still, when you look at this little graphic here, this is from the NFL, you can see Chiefs, Texans, Ravens, Bills in purple. They're locked for a playoff spot. So we're going to be fighting for 3 spots. And then you got Steelers. They're doing really good this season. 76% chance currently. It's not written in stone. It's not the hand of God or whatever, but still, it's probably a rough estimate to make the postseason. Chargers, they're steady 80. They're, I don't think they'll win a division, but they got 60% chance. Colts, see, we really must beat them, but they got 36% chance. Broncos, 41%, but I don't know. Peyton's good. How well is Nick's going to develop? I don't see them in there. Then you come to us. Now, they got us at 12%. I'm sure there's a lot of factors in there. Again, it's not gospel. But the Jets, they're behind us. They got 55%, and it doesn't include Adams. Adams is going to be a big deal for the Jets. Not saying they're the greatest things, but we barely beat the Patriots. We lost to the Titans. This is not a stud team, even if you add in all the stuff. Chubb, we don't know when he's going to be back. Raiders, we played them 4%, so we got to beat them, but it's not going to help us head-to-head. Bengals are looking tough. They got 32%. Titans, we lost them, but they're not going anywhere. Browns flushing the toilet. Patriots and Jaguars flushing the toilet. But if you look, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Chargers, Colts, and Broncos all are given 3 times the percent chance to beat us. I'm not saying that's exact science, but we have such a little margin for error. And we don't play the Steelers. We don't play the Chargers. We don't play the Broncos. We don't play the Bengals. Really, the only tiebreakers we can get is the Jets. We've got to beat them to get second in the division, or we're going to miss out big. Cooper is going to help out. You add Shakir Cooper. This team is going to be tough. They can run inside. That's the new NFL, running inside. Jets are exposed to it. Bills are a little exposed to it too, but they've got some kind of offense. Although when they meet really stout interiors and offensive lines, they struggle. They're not in the arms race of the Ravens. But they have a strong advantage, and they've gotten better. Jets, they're a tough team, guys. They're a tough team. In certain matchups. Against us, very tough matchup. At Adams, it's much tougher. There's 3 spots. And, Steelers and Chargers are going to be there. Jets and Bengals and us. I just don't see the Broncos. So this team now is going to have to, win everything. We've got to win Colts. We've got to win AZ. Maybe you can drop Rams and split, but then it's only 9 wins. And maybe it's enough for you to get in there, but maybe not. Now, I see people saying, like, you knock Chris Grier for getting Hill, but then you're like saying we're doomed with Adams and Cooper. Guys, we spent tons of money, tons of ammo, and amplified that with 2 first-round picks on Waddle. They got it for a 3rd-round pick. I think Adams can go to a second if there's certain things met. But these are teams that, Jets not necessarily built better, although they have some very nice pieces. I think they're more stable. The quarterback position is linear. Offensive line, even though the talent is, but the Bills are certainly built better. I would much prefer to have done where you take your ammo and you get yourself offensive lineman and a tight end and you go get one of these guys to flesh out your squad. And maybe you could do a Waddle, but when you combine the two together, it is like infinity and beyond, double, triple, quadruple dipping on a skill set where the rest of the league, the Lions, the Ravens, the Chiefs, they all get their guys on the DL in the draft and the late first and beyond, and they're having more success. The modern NFL is no longer fumble, throwing the football and getting after the quarterback. These are pieces, but you've got to be able to run inside, and you've got to be able to stop the inside run. It's pass balance. Grier did a terrible job. I don't want us to lose, but I don't want Grier to be here. It's a hard place. I don't know if I'm going to be here next year. Life is so weird. I just want to see my team win, but I know Chris Grier is not capable. My problem is that we get 7, 8, 9 wins. Does Ross say, well, I guess we'll bring them back? And maybe that's what Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel are doing. They see things a lot more clearly than you and I do. They understand the situation way better. And maybe they're just trying to cobble things together to get something so Ross can keep him here. Because I just don't see us making a postseason. I don't see us winning 10. And I even think 9 is tough. I said 9 to 11 is kind of like the frame of what we could do. 9, we really crapped out. Things went really, really bad. And even internally, they went worse than I thought. And I had said maybe like 8 if things like the whole sky was falling. But what you see here and the way things are going, we could be in a 6 to 9 win spectrum. It could be very bad. Look at this. This is not good odds, 12%. So, guys, I don't want to be a downer, but really, this is a long shot. I know hopium sells, but I can't do it to you. I'm hoping, but the chances aren't good. So, anyway, this is Kurt saying, catch you next time. Be well. Go Fins. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.